everyone, welcome back to Kes Fusion. Today we're going to be making a traditional Sri Lankan recipe, which is fish cutlet. It is like a spicy croquette and has got a spicy fish filling and uses quintessential Sri Lankan ingredients such as curry leaf, green chilli and onion. Before we start making it, I would like to give a big thank you to Uncle Penny and Auntie Sony for gifting me this lovely personalised chopping board. I cannot wait to use it more in the future, so a very big thank you for that. So, let's start by chopping up our Sri Lankan ingredients. So I've got red onion, green chilli for that extra kick of heat, and curry leaves, which are used in stuff like mutton curries and Kerala mutton curries too. So, I'm going to start by chopping up my red onion. We want these really finely chopped. So, you can cut this however you like, but it must be very fine, not sliced, not diced. So these red onions will give us a lovely sweetness, and sometimes you get that burst of colour too, the purple colour. I love being in the kitchen and cooking authentic Sri Lankan food. It really brings us back home. So, my onions have been chopped, you can set that aside. We're moving on to the green chilli. Now these are known for their very spicy heat. So, in order to check how spicy they are, give a little squeeze to your chilli. If it's packed with seeds, it's probably very spicy. So if you want something slightly less, you should buy a bigger chilli or maybe a red chilli, which has a slight spice but a very big heat to it. So now I'm just going to cut off the stalk with a knife. Now I'm going to use my scissors. These are so much easier than a knife. So just cut that up. You want it really fine. Although we really want that flavour, we don't want it to be too overpowering. Make sure to wash your hands after you cut these because they are very spicy. Okay, so now my green chilies have been chopped. It's time to do my final vegetable, which is my curry leaves. Now these are used in lots of curries in Jaffna and Sri Lanka, wherever you are. They taste amazing and they add so much flavour to your dish. So, how I'm going to cut it is again very fine. I'm just going to slice it. I'm going to slice it in half and then I'm going to finely chop it. So now my vegetables are done. It's time to move on to the mix. So I've got potatoes. These are used to bind it together and also add flavour to it. So I'm going to mash these up. Now, when it comes to the vegetables, you can fry them if you want, but we're already going to fry them and we still want to retain some of that freshness. Look at that, coming together now. Now we can slowly see the different parts of our cutlet forming together. You can also use a spoon to mix it up and combine it. So now it's time to put our mix together. We're going to mix the vegetables, the fish and the potatoes, ready to fry them. So first I'm going to add my onions. So I'm going to add that. You can just pour your entire chopping board into there. Every single ingredient that we're adding is adding flavour and has its own flavour profile. Now it's time to move on to the fish, the star of the show. So now I'm using a special fish called pilchards. It's more aromatic, has a more robust fishiness to it, which will really enhance our cutlet. So I'm going to add these. These have been soaked in tomato sauce. You can buy this as tin fish or you could use fresh fish, whatever fish you like. Make sure that it's shredded or really fine. So I'm going to add that in too. And we're going to use salt and pepper for our seasoning. Make sure you add a good amount so that when you fry it, it still remains well seasoned. Now we're going to bind it together. I'm going to use my glove because binding all this together by spoon would be very difficult. So mix it, let them all become friends. Make sure that the potato is really infused with all the fish. And you can see it's starting to form, it's starting to make its shape. So our mixture is ready, it's been well combined. Now it's time to turn it into balls. So rather than using my hands and eyeballing around the same size, I'm going to use a revolutionary item, an ice cream scoop. It does the exact same thing, just 10 times easier. Take a scoop of it, drop it onto your hand, nothing sticks with this mixture, and just use the chubby part of your hand to shape it more into a ball. It is that easy, look at that. Place it on, and you don't need any oil or flour because it won't stick. And do the same for the rest of the mixture. Now it's time to add some last final touches to our cutlets before we're ready to fry them. So I've got 2 ingredients here. I've got egg wash, which is egg yolk and egg white beaten together very well. And I've got some breadcrumbs. So I'm going to take one of my meatballs or cutlets and I'm going to dip them in the egg wash. And I'm going to use a spoon and I'm going to coat it with this egg wash. Make sure that it covers all the sides. This enables the breadcrumbs to stick to every corner of our cutlet. Once they've been dipped in, I'm going to make sure that there's no excess yolk. Make sure that there's as little liquid as possible. Dip it into my breadcrumbs. And we're going to use more utensils to really aid the covering of our cutlet. Once you've done the base covering, you can then go in with your hand and just roll it around and get it to stick. Now we're ready with our first meatball. Let's do the next one. So dip it. We've got a production line going on here. Coated. These breadcrumbs are really special because it's got that distinctive orange colour that you can find on mutton rolls. You can use panko breadcrumbs, but you won't get that distinct orange colour. And continue for the rest of the meatballs. So now I'm on to my last one. It's lovely looking at how traditional these look and how you can bring traditional Sri Lankan food to your home wherever you are in the world. Now, I love making food where you can have a production line of different processes and ingredients. It makes it so much more fun and interesting. So now, our cutlets are made and they're ready to fry to golden perfection. Now we found so many shortcuts to make this and it's actually really easy, but you still get that perfect taste. We have not compromised on flavour whatsoever. Now we're going to fry these until they're perfectly a bright orange colour, and then we're going to serve it with chili sauce and all those little condiments. So let's start frying. Some people are really scared of frying, but I assure you it is fine. So I'm going to take one, and then I'm going to just slowly dip it into my hot oil and let it sizzle away. And I'm going to do it for the rest of them. Make sure that when you use your tongs, you don't ruin the shape of our lovely cutlets. Perfect. Now let them sizzle away to their golden perfection. Be patient and let it cook. Our cutlets have been cooking and they are lovely and golden brown. Now let's take these out quickly before they explode. Make sure that there is no excess oil, as little as possible, please. Now it's time to do the last batch. Perfect. Look at that, plate of gorgeousness. Now how easy was that? For an authentic Sri Lankan dish, this was pretty easy. Now I can't wait to tuck in. Before we do that, let's have a look at some of the condiments that we used. This is Sri Lankan chili sauce. It tastes so good and it goes so well with our cutlet. You can have this with mutton rolls and whatever you like. If you're not a fan of chili, you can use ketchup, but I prefer chili sauce. So I'm going to get a whole lot of that there. Perfect. Now let's get in there. Look at that fish, it's all cooked perfectly. I'm going to dip it in that fish. And that is so good. We made this in less than half an hour and it was actually so easy. But we haven't compromised on flavour at all. I hope you guys are going to make this because it's definitely worth it. Bye guys.
Let me try some. That's really good with all the flavour. Chili sauce. This one should be on my videos, always.
Guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to like, subscribe and share with friends. You can also check the website for the measurements and the full recipe below. Please keep checking your YouTube channel to check for more YouTube videos. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!